In this update video, we talk about the Admin Mode Game Pass price increase, but a way to avoid the price increase, well, until the developers watch this video, because we know what they're like with my videos, they stalk my channel, and a load of bug fixes in Tower Defense Simulator that I still have not gotten around to talk about. But firstly, a correction. So in my previous video on Shadow Updates, I said that the Cure title was impossible to get. However, that's actually not the case, because the Swarmer is better than I thought it was against single boss enemies. Apparently, also, the Nuclear Monster Stuck glitch isn't fixed in Polluted Wastelands 2. However, I have not gotten a solid evidence of that in a bug report yet. We'll just have to wait and see if that's actually fully confirmed to be fixed by Menton. But no, the Cured named title is actually possible to get, and in fact, because you don't need to do the Biologist OP glitch, it technically means it is more accessible. It's just that you need to use a tower that you can only buy through 799 Robux, which is going to be disappointing a lot of people who do not have the Swarmer and did not play Tower Defense Simulator in 2020. I should perhaps make a video on how the Cure title could be more accessible to players, but I don't think the developers would actually do that. Right, next, there was an issue with the Vigilante bundle when you bought it from the homepage of the store. So I wonder if I have it here. No. So where this pirate skin bundle is, if you click and buy it, you can see I get a game pass. However, there was a glitch before this update where it actually showed someone else's developer product. In the past, I have made a video, according to Menton, that the Vigilante bundle in the home section of the store doesn't work. But then the developers did fix it, and as you can see, it costs 10 Robux. Why does it cost 10 Robux? Well, it's because for some reason, the developers linked it to a random developer product. This random developer product is not related to Paradoxum Games at all, nor Tower Defense Simulator. For some reason, it was linked to Trilly9, whatever that is. This person, for some reason, this game was created on the 23rd of, what was it? I can't read American dates, it's hurting my head. 23rd of April, 2025. So this person has been getting 10 Robux from certain Game Pass, 15 dislikes. People have bought this developer product or this Game Pass. No, people have actually bought this person, this random new person to Roblox, created their account 7 days ago. Why is this one not Americanized, but this one is Americanized? I don't get it. Anyways, the developers, Paradoxum Games, has been paying this person 10 Robux. To be fair, with taxes, they only get 30, is it 70%? No, they get 7 Robux. Even still, Paradoxum Games has been given this random person 7 Robux, and 15 people have disliked this Game Pass, which you can only do if you bought this Game Pass. So at least, that's what, 95 Robux that this person has gotten, just totally for free. And you can't, it's not like the developers can revoke its worthiness. No, for some reason, they just added Minnie's character. What have they done? This is like some weird thing that the developers have done. I don't know why. It's linked to this, a newly created account. It's not like the IDs for the Vigilante skin bundle, 1939 ... is the same as this Minnie's character, 11767 ... Nowhere near similar. Yet for some reason, the Minnie's character is the Game Pass that people were buying, and this person has now gotten a dislike bomb because people obviously weren't getting their Vigilante skin bundle. Why would anyone fall for this? I don't know. But 15 people, at least 15 people have. And given the fact that in the past, I have seen about a 30-to-1 sales to like ratio previously, I would assume that maybe that number is about 1,000 people who have bought this Game Pass. But then again, the amount of people buying this Game Pass and then realize they got scammed are probably more likely to then dislike the Game Pass. So there's not much that we can read into this. But I would assume at least 100 people have bought this Game Pass from this random person, and the developers have just given this person 700 Robux. Which, you know, to be fair, 700 Robux, that's for an account, a new account, that is nothing to be gawked at. However, I doubt the developers will refund people their 10 Robux, because I think their justification is 10 Robux, that's what, 10 cents? I don't think they'll refund that. In any case, though, they have fixed it, and it is now the correct Game Pass, 370 Robux instead of the 10 Robux that it was listed for. In other Game Pass news, the developers have increased the price of the Game Pass for admin mode from, what was it before? Around 5,699 Robux to nearly 8,000 Robux, 7,999 Robux. Now, I would like to point out that they only did this after I made my video saying that the admin mode Game Pass has been on sale perpetually for a sabbatical. And yes, immediately after they do that, they increased the price of the admin mode Game Pass. I'm sorry. Except, am I really? Because the admin mode Game Pass was not meant to be on sale for this long. It was only meant to be on sale since, I think, at most, February. So the fact that it's gone on for 2 months longer, it's only when the developers watch my video, they're talking about the Admin Game Pass being on sale for this long, did they realize, oh wait, it's on sale, it shouldn't be on sale. We're gonna increase it back up to 8,000 Robux now. However, what they haven't done is change the price of the gifting. You will need a random server for this. If you go to store, then Game Passes, then gifting for admin mode, and then I try and gift it to this person, I'm not gonna actually buy for them, very sorry. You can see it's still 30% off in the developer product, admin mode, gift, 5,599 Robux. Yes, the developers have forgotten to change the price of the admin mode gift to 7,999 Robux, which means that if you were to gift this to someone, you would actually save yourself 30% of the Robux. That's a significant amount. That's nearly 2,000 Robux. In fact, it's over 2,000 Robux. Therefore, the smart thing to do is, if you want this, what you could do is get an alt to then gift it to you for the same amount of for the less amount of Robux, actually. Less than 5,999 Robux. It's 5,499 or whatever it was. 5,699, I don't actually remember. But still, a significant saving. And if you don't have an alt, you could try and bribe someone who was about to buy the Admin Game Pass anyways, and then say, I'll gift it to you if you gift it to me. You know, a little trade that saves yourselves, between yourselves, at least 4,500 Robux. Again, not an insignificant amount of Robux to be gawking at. That's at least $45 worth if you're buying it directly from dollars. Next, a bug that was actually reported to me a fair few hours ago. But as you can see, when you upgrade the mercenary base to level 3, the Grenadier is meant to get an upgrade to 120 health, 75 damage, 18 range. However, this isn't actually the case. So the Grenadiers actually have 125 health, 65 damage and 19 range compared to the 18 range, 75 damage and 120 health that it's meant to have. Now, this is because the developers actually updated the mercenary base stats on the 27th of November 2024. It's just that they forgot to change the upgrade descriptions, because for this they need to manually update it. They can't rely on automatic updating for the damage like they can for other towers. However, this means that the upgrade statistics when you upgrade the mercenary base from the UI is incorrect. Now, obviously, on the wiki, it's 100% correct, which is why you should use the wiki on certain situations like this to confirm that actually this isn't a bug per se. It's just what the developers have updated it to. It's just the UI that displays this is wrong because the developers did not bother to update it. Now, actually, I've missed this, but the Swarmer ability is actually now called the Swarm, because previously I believe it was called Beehive Grenade, but until they renamed that into the Swarm ability now. I don't know why they changed the name to Swarm instead of Beehive Grenade. I'm guessing it's because the Swarmer is called the Swarmer and they want to make a play on the name. I don't know. Beehive Grenade. Most people would probably prefer it to call it the Beehive Grenade. For some reason, Shane calls it the Benade, but in all our hearts, it's the Beehive Grenade. Next, apparently, they have now fixed a issue with the Swordmaster, Fallen Swordmaster, that's existed since the overhaul update. This is like one of the oldest running bugs with the Swordmaster, I believe, that's not been fixed. And in fact, one of the oldest in the game that has not been fixed. This has been in the game since the 21st of December, 2022. But what's meant to happen is that it does have a summon spike ability where it creates spikes from the ground and it's meant to show up. As you can see here, it now appears. These spikes, usually, previously, they did not appear, but now they do. And previously, they did not stun any towers. However, now it does stun towers. So, to be fair, it's actually quite good that they're fixing bugs from nearly 3 years old. This is the case because I do believe that developers do have a public bug report board now. I assume that was a fix alongside the other legacy bosses when they fixed the bosses not being able to get stuck by, say, towers, random towers, not the biologist tower. That was its own separate thing where, for some reason, when using the biologist tower, all enemies got stuck.